and welcome back to the channel. Today we're ranking 10 of the very best OLED televisions you can buy right now. A carefully chosen lineup that spans the full range of what OLED technology can deliver in the current market. From accessible entry points that punch well above their price to flagship panels that redefine what a home display can be, every television on this list earns its place through genuine performance, real-world value, and the kind of picture quality that makes you fall in love with your favorite content all over again. If you're in the market for an OLED TV and want to know exactly where to spend your money, this is the list for you. Let's count them down. Number 10, Philips OLED 809. The Philips OLED 809 is the entry point into Philips OLED lineup, and it arrives with the one feature that no rival at any price point can offer: Ambilight. Three-sided reactive lighting projects colors onto the wall behind the television in real time, responding to every scene change and color shift on screen, expanding the perceived size of the image far beyond the physical dimensions of the panel. Even at this tier, the OLED 809 delivers the picture quality fundamentals that make the technology so compelling. Perfect blacks, excellent contrast, and natural color rendering powered by Philips' P5 picture engine. The Android TV platform gives you the full Google ecosystem, including Chromecast built in, and the build quality is solid and understated. If you want an OLED television that transforms not just your screen but the entire character of your viewing room, the Philips OLED 809 is the most affordable way to experience that transformation. Number 9, Panasonic MZ1600. The Panasonic MZ1600 is a television built for people who take film seriously, and it shows in every decision Panasonic made when engineering this set. The HCX Pro AI MK2 processor has been developed in close collaboration with Hollywood post-production studios, giving the MZ600 a color accuracy and tonal naturalism that processing-heavy competitors routinely sacrifice in pursuit of raw visual impact. Skin tones in particular are handled with a delicacy and faithfulness that immediately separates this television from the crowd. Filmmaker mode is implemented with genuine rigor, switching off every form of artificial enhancement so that movies reach you exactly as their directors color-graded them. The OLED panel's contrast performance is exceptional, and Panasonic's careful tuning ensures shadow detail is preserved rather than crushed into blackness. For the viewer who measures quality and authenticity rather than spectacle, the MZ1600 is a deeply rewarding television to live with. Number 8, Hisense A9P OLED. The Hisense A9P OLED is the TV that catches people off guard because Hisense's reputation for value-focused products does not prepare you for how genuinely accomplished this panel is. The A9P delivers the core OLED experience with real conviction, deep, inky blacks, impressive color saturation, and motion performance that handles both fast sports action and slow cinematic pans with equal composure. Hisense's high-view engine drives processing duties competently, and the VDAA smart platform has matured into a clean and responsive experience that gets out of the way and lets you watch television. The build quality is a genuine step up from what the brand offered even a few years ago, with a premium finish that holds its own against more established OLED names. Peak brightness is a strength. Hisense has invested heavily in pushing luminance on their OLED panels, and the A9P benefits from that focus directly. As an all-rounder at a competitive price, it is very hard to fault. Number 7, Sony Bravia A85M. The Sony Bravia A85M is where Sony's signature approach to television begins to reveal itself fully, and that approach centers on one thing above all else: how natural and dimensional content feels, rather than how technically impressive it measures. The cognitive processor XR at the heart of the A85M analyses content the way human vision actually works, cross-referencing depth, color, and movement simultaneously rather than treating them as isolated parameters. The result is a picture that feels genuinely three-dimensional and alive in a way that specification sheets do not adequately capture. Acoustic Surface Audio uses actuators on the back of the OLED panel to produce sound that appears to come directly from the image itself. Dialogue feels anchored to the actor's face, and effects feel spatially honest. Google TV is smoothly implemented, and the A85M's comprehensive HDR format support ensures no content is left behind. This is Sony's craft applied at an accessible tier, and it shows. Number 6. TCL QM7 OLED. The TCL QM7 OLED makes a compelling case that premium picture quality and sensible pricing are not mutually exclusive ambitions, and it backs that case up with a display that holds its own against rivals charging considerably more. Google TV sits at the center of the smart platform experience here, and TCL's implementation is among the most polished in the industry. Fast, beautifully organized, and deeply integrated with Google's content and assistant ecosystem. The OLED panel delivers strong contrast performance and punchy color, and TCL's APQ processing engine handles motion and upscaling with a competence that reflects real engineering investment rather than brand name coasting. Gaming performance is a particular highlight. Low input lag, VRR support, and multiple HDMI 2.1 ports make the QM7 a genuinely excellent choice for console and PC players who refuse to compromise on picture quality. TCL has earned its place in the OLED conversation, and the QM7 is the proof. Number 5, LG C5 OLED. The LG C5 OLED is for the 5th consecutive year the most recommended television in the world, and the reason is straightforward. No other display at anywhere near this price point delivers this combination of picture quality, gaming performance, smart platform excellence, and build quality. LG invented consumer OLED television, and the C-Series represents their philosophy applied at the sweet spot of the market, the point where performance and value achieve perfect equilibrium. The A9 AI processor Gen 8 handles everything from 4K upscaling to Dolby Vision tone mapping with fluency and refinement. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, near instantaneous response times, G-Sync and FreeSync Premium Pro support, and a dedicated game optimizer menu make this the benchmark gaming OLED. WebOS is fast, intelligent, and constantly improving through regular software updates. Whatever you watch, however you watch it, sport, cinema, gaming, streaming, the LG C5 does it brilliantly. Year after year, it simply remains the one to beat. Number 4, Samsung S93D QD OLED. The Samsung S93D QD OLED is the television that introduces you to what quantum dot technology does to an OLED panel. And the answer is it makes colors richer, more saturated, and more volumetrically intense than traditional WOLED designs can match. The QD layer in front of Samsung's OLED emitter produces primary colors of extraordinary purity, and that purity translates directly into images that feel vivid and three-dimensional in a uniquely satisfying way. Vibrant content, nature documentaries, animated films, live sport takes on a quality that is genuinely difficult to describe to someone who hasn't seen it. The NQ4 AI Gen 3 processor handles upscaling and motion with strong competence, and Tizen OS gives you one of the fastest and most content-rich smart platforms available. The S93D is Samsung's entry into QD OLED, priced to be accessible, and it represents extraordinary value for a technology this visually distinctive. Number 3, Sony Bravia A95M QD OLED. The Sony Bravia A95M QD OLED is what happens when the world's most sophisticated TV processor meets the most color-capable panel technology available, and the result is a television that earns its place at the very top of the premium market without hesitation. Sony's cognitive processor XR, working in concert with the QD OLED panel's extraordinary color volume, produces images of a depth, richness, and realism that few televisions at any price can approach. Where Samsung's QD OLED panels lean into vivid visual intensity, Sony's processing shapes that intensity with restraint and taste. The result feels cinematic rather than theatrical, refined rather than simply bold. Acoustic Surface Audio Plus on the A95N is Sony's finest audio implementation, producing sound with spatial precision that perfectly complements the image quality. Filmmaker Mode, Netflix Adaptive Calibration, and IMAX Enhanced Certification confirm that the content community trusts this display to represent their work faithfully. The A95N is a television for people who love both cinema and excellence. Number 2, LG G5 OLED. The LG G5 OLED is the television that answers the question, what does LG's OLED technology look like when brightness is no longer a constraint? The G5 features LG's most advanced OLED panel yet, with a new internal architecture that pushes peak luminance to levels that compete directly with the brightest LED TVs on the market without surrendering a single one of the contrast and black level advantages that make OLED the enthusiast's display of choice. The A11 AI processor Gen 2 drives everything with exceptional intelligence. Upscaling, color management, motion clarity, and HDR tone mapping are all handled with a fluency that reflects LG's years of accumulated panel and processing expertise. The Gallery Series design is intended to hang flush against a wall like a work of art, and it achieves that ambition completely. Turned off, it is architectural. Turned on, it is extraordinary. WebOS is LG's most refined yet, and gaming credentials are flawless. The G5 is LG's best television and one of the best televisions made by anyone. Number 1, Samsung S95D QD OLED. The Samsung S95D QD OLED takes the top spot on today's list, and it earns that position by doing something no other television currently manages. Combining the highest color volume of any consumer display with a level of brightness that makes it perform magnificently in real-world rooms rather than just darkened home cinema environments. QD OLED at the S95D level is a different experience from any other television technology. The color purity, the contrast, the luminance, and the speed of the panel combine into something that feels less like watching a screen and more like looking through a window. The NQ4 AI Gen 3 processor is Samsung's finest, and it is calibrated with particular care for the unique characteristics of this panel. Motion on the S95D is flawless. Sport, action, cinema, and gaming all look clean, sharp, and natural without a hint of utter or blur. The Infinity screen design is borderless and breathtaking. Tizen OS is fast, smart, and beautifully organized. Gaming performance is class-leading, and the overall package, picture, sound, design, and software is coherent and complete in a way that flagship televisions sometimes fail to achieve. The Samsung S95D QD OLED is the finest television you can buy today. Full stop.